This case has been described by Detective Chief Inspector Peter Yeomans as like nothing I've ever seen, and was considered by many to be so shocking. In a rare move, the New South Wales Children's Court allowed full details to be made public, albeit with all names changed to pseudonyms for the children's protection, including the family name Colt. 4 generations of inbreeding had gone virtually unnoticed, until authorities uncovered the clan living in filthy conditions on an isolated bush block outside Borowa in the hills of New South Wales. I put their family tree together with as much information as I could get. It's a tongue twister for the eyes, that's for sure. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Here on Mortal Faces, I recreate historic portraits as well as family trees to uncover tangled dynamics. So thank you for watching, subscribe for more trees and recreations, and let me know in the comments who you want to see next. Frank Colt was found guilty of sexually assaulting a 17-year-old relative in the backseat of his car during a visit to the family farm near Yass. That relative, we'll call her Petra. She was the daughter of Betty and the patriarch Tim, her grandfather. You see, the incestuous activities within this family date back 40 years to New Zealand, where a brother and sister had a sexual relationship. That relationship resulted in the birth of June Colt in 1948. In 1966, June married Tim, who was not a family member, and the two moved to Australia. The pair had 7 children: Rhonda, Betty, Cherry, Frank, Charlie, Paula, and Martha. The family moved often, possibly to keep their disturbing family activities hidden from society. Both June and Tim Colt are now deceased. Tim also fathered at least 2 other children to his favorite daughter, Betty, and 5 children to his eldest daughter, Rhonda. He even had a child with his daughter and granddaughter whom he fathered, Raylene. So with his granddaughter, Raylene, he fathered his great-granddaughter, Kimberly. Petra, the daughter of Betty and grandfather Tim, said she was living in a cult where all my aunts, uncles, and cousins have been sleeping together. Petra not only was assaulted by her uncle half-brother Frank, but also her uncle half-brother Charlie. When authorities found the camp back in 2012, most of the kids at the premises were severely malnourished and illiterate. 12 were still underaged, and DNA testing conducted at the time confirmed 11 of those children were the product of parents who were closely related to one another. In this family tree, we have the purple and also the pink names. The pink represents children whose parents are of really close relationship, like parent-child or brother-sister, and the purple are slightly less close, being half-siblings, uncles, nieces, aunts, nephews, or grandparents and grandchild. The solid line represents assaults resulting in children, while the dotted line represents assaults resulting without children. However, all of the women involved denied the familial connection and disputed any genetic evidence as to the paternity of the children that was presented in court. What made it hard to see exactly who is who was the fact that living in the commune were a further 12 second or third generation members of the family who were legally adults, thus not required to submit for genetic testing. So it's not clear how closely related some of these other members actually were. When police arrived in 2012, they uncovered about 40 members of the family living in uninsulated sheds, old caravans, and tents. They said they were smelling urine and feces in living areas, and said that there were no toilets or showers on the commune-style living arrangements. Tammy, the adult daughter of Betty Colt, disclosed to authorities that she had been sexually abused since the age of 12 by multiple family members, including her brothers Colin and Derek and 2 cousins. She described how she would hide from her brothers in an attempt to avoid assault. Betty encouraged the abuse and forbade the girls from seeking medical treatment when they were pregnant. Tammy also revealed that she had been in a relationship with her brother Derek the past 3 years, which resulted in Fiona, Anna, and Sally. As for Betty's other children, genetic testing revealed that all of her children were fathered by family members. Her 15-year-old son Bobby was fathered either by her own father Tim or by her brother. Billy, Brian, Dwayne, and Derek were fathered by a close family member, though it is unknown which one. Betty's granddaughter Kimberly, her mother was Raylene, who was Betty's eldest daughter, and later told a psychologist that she had the same father as her mother Raylene and her grandmother Betty. Therefore, If we put the math together, Tim not only produced a child with his daughter Betty, but also his granddaughter Raylene to produce his daughter / great-granddaughter Kimberly. Surprisingly, Rhonda's daughter, Cindy, was the only child not fathered by a relative. Unlike other children, Cindy presented as a well-spoken, polite, bright, intelligent girl whose development was normal for her age according to the Children's Court of New South Wales. Let's look at Betty's son Bobby. DNA tests showed Bobby's father was either Betty's own father, Tim, or one of her brothers. The New South Wales police wiretaps revealed the then 48-year-old had sexualized relationships with the 15-year-old son. In the taped conversations, Betty called her son Big Boy and told him he had a sexy voice and that she couldn't wait to be reunited with him. Betty's youngest daughter, Carmen, is reported to have said that her father was her maternal uncle, Charlie Colt. She said that she had sexual relations with family members, including her brother Dwayne. She also said that 3 of her brothers, Brian, Dwayne, and Billy, had once taken her and Kimberly into the bush and assaulted them. She also said that she had watched her brother Dwayne engage in relations with Cindy, who was the daughter of Carmen and Dwayne's aunt, Rhonda. As for Martha's children, who were fathered by her brother Charlie, their son Albert did have sexual relations with his younger sisters Ruth and Nadia. Finally, it was revealed by Tammy that her half-sister cousins, Tracy and Penny, and also her sister Jane, who we did not mention yet, had sexual relations with other family members, and Betty encouraged this activity. Many of the younger Colts are in their 20s now, having been brought into child custody and members dispersed. The family farm was sold. Some of the other members went to jail for a little bit, but no major charges were really laid. The family wants to move on from this past, but it's a past that is deeply disturbing and interesting at the same time. And that brings us to the end of this video. I don't know if you can compare anything to this, but I do have the Whittaker family trees, the Fugates, and the Habsburgs all on my channel, even the royal family and how their ancestors were all related, so you can check that out, links in the description. Thank you for watching, subscribe for more trees and recreations. Each of your subscriptions does help this channel grow. It allows me to continue making more content for you. Let me know in the comments who you want to see next. I do make a list of all your suggestions, and I will see you in the next one.